So I'm here with Ray today, and we've made it to the end. So it's a good time to recap and tell you guys how it all went. How you doing, Ray?
I'm doing real good, Simon. Thank you.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about what the book is about.
Well, Discovering Joy in Your Golden Years is a book about how to make uh, those golden years, those years after you retire from the professional workplace, into the best years of your life. And so this is about guiding them to a roadmap to their own individualized success.
What does the book mean for you in terms of legacy?
I talk about legacy in my book. I actually use the word impact instead of legacy, but so I'll use the word impact, meaning the same as legacy. And I think people want to know they made a difference. I think we all do. We want to know that whether it's in relationships or work or in life, you want to know that your life had meaning and it made a difference. And the numbers I gave you earlier, 1.4 million a year, I am not going to make a difference for 1.4 million, but if I make a difference for 140 or 1,400 or 14,000 people, that'd be huge.
What can you say about impact so far with the book?
The book has really been impactful, and it excites me. It humbles me, but excites me because there has not been a person I have talked to. And I share this with everybody that asks the question because I'm passionate about it. And to a person, they can't wait to read the book. And to a person, they've said, "Wow, there's such a need out there."
What were you like before you started working with me and getting help? What were the feelings? What was the motivation like? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, this is my second book. So I actually wrote my first book, Finding Joy in Leadership by Developing Trust You Can Count On. And I did that without a coach. And the book has done well. But I will tell you, and sincerely, it's night and day between writing a book on your own and having a coach that can be a part of your success that really helps you to grow individually and guides you through that. My first book did very well, but I'm very confident that this second book will be even better because of the structure and the ideas that you provided for me, Simon.
So what's interesting about this is, correct me if I'm wrong, you probably could have done the book by yourself. You did one previously, but you didn't want to do a book that was okay or pretty good. It sounded like you wanted to be sky's the limit and shoot for the moon. Is that right?
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. When I got my PhD, when I finished my dissertation and was done, the chair of my dissertation committee told me to never stop writing, and that was great advice, and that's what guided me through my first book. But I also believe that everything you do, you should grow, learn from, and try to become better. And so I think I absolutely could have written a second book on my own, but it would not have been as good.
And what was the timeline to go from being a little unsure about how to shoot for the moon to you actually holding the finished book in your hand?
The first book took me um, a little over a year to write, and the second book, the from start to finish, was much more accelerated, and it was under a year for sure. I didn't really have to think about how many months, but the point is because of your coaching, because of the accountability, because of the milestones that you held me to, I was able to do it much more efficiently and effectively, which attests to the whole concept of finding the right coach that can do that.
What was most helpful about the one-on-one sessions we had together?
I think what was most helpful was the directed feedback, um, objective directed feedback, because nobody wants to pay anybody to tell them what they already know, because that's not money well spent. You want to pay somebody that'll tell you something you don't know and help you to be even better. And I felt like the one-on-ones, there's no way, Simon, that I could have ever captured the idea of writing and finding really good examples and using those examples to bring the book alive. You gave me that. I had no idea about that. My first book had examples, and quite honestly, they weren't all about me, but those examples weren't as alive and as relevant as the second book.
What about the group sessions? What was most impactful about those for you?
It's easy for an author to feel like you're alone, and and you're working with a coach, but it's really your painting, it's your book, it's your craft. When you work with somebody else and you start sharing stories, you realize you're not. And then what's remarkable about that is that you can get pieces that you may not have thought about and can become inspired by the group, or ideas when you listen to them address different issues that you would not have thought about in a one-on-one.
How is this book going to help with your new coaching practice that you're developing to help mentor people in the next stage of their life?
Well, this book truly is the calling card. Those are the words you've used, but I will reiterate those because it is a calling card. The book creates an awareness that there's a way to make these years of your life the best years of your life. And if the book does it all by itself, bravo, then I really am pleased with how the book turned out. But if the book makes the individual that reads it even more hungry for an opportunity to have a little bit more guidance and coaching and support, I would be so honored to get to do that for anybody that would be interested in. So I think it's going to really help grow the business. 1.4 million is a lot of people. I would like just a portion of that to try to help out.
Amen. Thank you, Ray.
You
Appreciate
bet.
talking with you.
My pleasure.